You could feel the anger tonight at a Board of Trustees meeting in Thornton Township. The board and citizens looking for accountability to their finances while the township supervisor
debt. And that is the finding of an investigation of village finances and the spending habits of beleaguered Mayor Tiffany.
According to recent reports, Tiffany Henyard, the so-called super mayor, is about to face her greatest setback to date. According to the latest buzz, she is being forced to retire, but not voluntarily. Reports indicate that following years of controversy, the troubled mayor is being evicted by irate locals and erstwhile allies who had finally had enough. And if that's not shocking enough, there are even rumors that an arrest may be on the horizon. If you've been following this dramatic story in Dolton, Illinois, you know that things have been getting hotter, but this is something completely different.
Anyone from a township to go to a mayor's conference. A mayor's conference is a mayor's conference.
What then caused this tremendous unraveling? How did Tiffany Henyard, who was once a rising figure in local politics, come to be in danger of losing everything, including her freedom? This story, which is full of drama, treachery, and scandal, started with rumors that Henyard might resign. These rumors had been going around for a while, but no one knew if they were true because Henyard had always portrayed herself as an invincible leader who could weather any storm. However, as the weeks went by, it's basically an open secret Henyard time as the mayor is running out. But the twist is that she's not leaving on her own terms. Rather, she's being forced out. Not only are the residents fed up with her antics, but even her closest allies are turning against her, with some allegedly working with the authorities. In other words, it appears that Henyard is finally going to face the consequences.
The way that the government always does it is to go and investigate people around her, and that's what they're doing.
In order to comprehend how things went so wrong, we must move back in time and look at Henyard's tenure as mayor of Dolton in 2021. At the time, she was seen as a young, ambitious woman who was ready to make a difference. But the initial optimism quickly disappeared. Henyard quickly gained a reputation for putting herself before the government. She smeared her face on billboards, made city council sessions into tumultuous events, and seemed more concerned with projecting her authority than addressing the actual problems facing Dolton.
Addressing things as the supervisor, there will be no comments, there will be anything, it will be me addressing you guys to tell you what's going on.
Then the scandals emerged. Of the scandals, the initial significant one broke out when it was discovered that Henyard was spending public funds on opulent vacations. Residents were naturally incensed that citizens were paying for first-class flights, five-star hotels, and lavish dinners when Dolton was already having financial difficulties. When their mayor was living like a celebrity despite their city's deteriorating infrastructure and underfunded schools, did Henyard care? She denied the criticism, saying the travels were necessary for networking and creating possibilities to do Dolton.
I don't do anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
She spent tens of thousands of dollars on Amazon, bought herself a fancy SUV, and even hired a DJ to play songs like Better Have My Money at city meetings. Her spending spree didn't stop there, though, and people started to wonder if she had any regard for the position she held. Then came the allegations of corruption. Her administration was accused of everything from giving pals shady contracts to employing the police force as her personal security detail. In addition, there were stories of village credit cards being misused, including going on shopping sprees at Target, Walgreens, and Wayfair.
Body, is it a reason why you guys are not paying whatever that vendor is?
What was it for?
It was for church, that's what it's for.
People were particularly incensed by Henyard's flagrant disobedience of the law. She vetoed the board's attempts to look into her finances and fired anyone who dared to disagree with her. If that wasn't enough, she was also accused of harassing her detractors, allegedly ordering a shooting at a former. The home of the trustee, it seems like something from a crime movie, but this is real life, and it's happening right here in Dolton. Can you believe that a mayor who is allegedly the community's leader is suspected of deploying gunmen to quiet someone who spoke out against her?
Y'all are a disgrace.
We're watching the fall of this administration.
As if all that weren't enough, Henyard was involved in yet another scandal, this time involving inappropriate behavior. A former employee accused her of retaliation after she reported a misconduct incident that allegedly occurred during a work trip to Las Vegas. The victim claims that Henyard not only ignored the incident, but also fired her for speaking out. This added yet another layer to the mayor's already mounting controversies, and it's no surprise that calls for her resignation reached a fever pitch as pressure mounted and her supporters started to turn away from her. Disintegration of her inner circle. In a scathing statement, Carmen Carlisle, previously one of Henyard's most devoted followers, broke her silence and accused the mayor of unethical and predatory behavior. Former supporters turned against her, and some even went public with their complaints. Carlisle didn't mince words when she criticized Henyard for exploiting government funds to further her personal agenda and controlling workers. This shocking revelation signaled a watershed in Henyard's demise. When your own supporters publicly condemn you, you know that things have gotten significantly worse.
Wrong, and there's a time to hold people responsible and accountable for that.
The most obvious indication that Henyard's time was running out was probably when locals started to take matters into their own hands. At city council meetings, protests broke out, with people chanting for justice and demanding her resignation. They were tired of being ignored, seeing their town's money wasted on ego trips, and living in constant fear of her retaliatory actions. As one local stated it so eloquently, "This is a disgrace. What you have done to this village. They say you're the worst mayor in America." I agree. The annoyance was evident, and in addition to the typical criticism, previous supporters were now urging her to take a back seat. It seemed like a dam had broken, and all the resentment and anger that had been building for years was finally exploding. It wasn't just talk, though. There was actual action as well. Proposals for a recall effort were gaining traction, and Henyard's opponents were organized and resolute, and they weren't going to stop until she left office. Additionally, there was the threat of legal action. The FBI is apparently investigating Henyard on a federal level, looking into her financial transactions and possible wrongdoing. This is a serious matter, and she cannot simply brush it off while the feds have kept the specifics private. According to under-wraps sources, they've been. What's next for Tiffany Henyard? If the rumors are true, her time is almost up, whether she likes it or not. The pressure is too much, and with so many people trying to get her removed, it's difficult to see how she can handle this. Even if she manages to hold onto her position for a little while longer, it won't be for long because the walls are closing in, and she will eventually be forced to step down. You can bet that when that happens, there will be plenty of people ready to celebrate her downfall.
Investigated Henyard's use of a police security detail, taking officers off the street and costing thousands.
But here's the thing, even if she steps down or is arrested, the memories of her tenure will linger for years. The town of Dolton has endured a lot, and it will require a lot of work to restore confidence and undo the harm. However, it is evident that the people of Dolton will not tolerate this any longer. They have had enough and are prepared to retake their town. The remarks from the citizens were, Henyard's words are quite powerful. One person perfectly expressed their frustration. When will she be removed and charged with all the thefts from hardworking people? She needs to stop as soon as possible. This shows how urgent it is for many people to see action because they are fed up with waiting for justice and believe that after everything Henyard has done to this town, it is only right that she be held accountable. Another commenter pointed out exactly why it's so difficult to get rid of. In government jobs, worthless individuals, how someone like Henyard was able to stay in power for so long in spite of the scandals and corruption is a question that many people have. It's a frustrating fact, but it also serves as a reminder of how crucial it is to be watchful and hold officials accountable. The residents of Dolton have had to learn this lesson the hard way, but they aren't giving up and are committed to following through.
Employed by us. So you have got just this gyration.
As we come to a close, it's evident that this story is far from over and that there is still much more to come. Will Tiffany Henyard be forced to resign? Will she be charged with a crime for her actions? And most importantly, will the people of Dolton finally receive the justice they deserve? These are the big questions that everyone is asking, and they won't go away anytime soon, so stay tuned. This saga is just getting started, and as always, we'll be here to keep you informed. Regarding all the most recent developments, please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you think Henyard will genuinely step down, or will she attempt to maintain her position until the very end? What do you think should happen next? Should she face the harshest legal consequences, or is there another way to get out of this mess? Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Until we meet again, thanks for watching Visual Vortex.